And there are always so many jobs in our classroom. There is more than 300 jobs at all times, and half of those change every month. The program is such that they move on their own speed.
We have 24 children, we just have 24 lesson plans.
Dinosaurs. Now we're learning about human body. Tyrannosaurus Rex. If we didn't have bones, we'll be like Jello. Oh, Triceratops. Rib cage. That protects your heart.
Justin, you can get 2 virtual points, right, for taking care of your friend.
How the school's nurtured my children's faith is by giving them the building blocks of faith, which are virtues.
The first virtue we learn is the orderliness. When the children come to school, everything is prepared on the shelves for them already. So when they're dismissed from circle, they're able to go to the shelf and find the job that suits them.
N is a bug.
So the idea is at this time to slow the child down. When they slow down, they're going to organize their work and they're organizing their brain, and then the brain will take and retain information.
It's time to put your work away slowly and nicely and come to the circle.
The beauty of this approach is that you don't have to choose between academics and joy, that you get both and better when they're combined.
Learning is fun. It's not this tedious, awful task with any pressure involved. They're learning amazing things and they're enjoying it.
And so that joy that begins in our preschool classroom, where the kids beg to come to school every day, but they achieve academic results that blow the parents away, that is something which doesn't end when they leave our preschool. Because if they're motivated by the right things, it'll sustain them for the rest of their lives. And it all begins when they're 3.
It's not just teaching the good academics, it's kind of teaching the whole child.
It's not a choice in education between fun or success and achievement, but you achieve them together. Really starts to get into the heart of what integral formation is.
Well, it took me a while to understand integral formation.
I didn't really understand what the whole rounding of the child was.
And they're developing, these 4 specific aspects of a child.
It's not just academics, there's so much more.
Integral formation has as its end result a well-formed person who is capable of achieving the life project that they were created for.
What integral formation is doing, and makes it so marvelous, is that it brings 4 aspects: the spiritual, the human, the apostolic, and the character formation together in a way that the 4 of them complement each other. And so in the same moment that the kids in our school are learning about the Mass, in that very same moment their intellectual formation is being improved. That's awesome.
We live in a world that wants to slice everything up and put everything in opposition. You have to either have fun or do something worth doing. You have to either be conservative or liberal. If you're not with us, then you're against us. We want to divide in order to understand. And integral formation really approaches it more and says that you can achieve all things if you order them in the right way.
It's one thing to, teach them, okay, these are the morals, or this is your religion, or, these are the math facts, but showing them how they can incorporate all of those things into their lives and into how to become a person.
It is about shaping an entire character which will endure longer than any star shining in the sky.
My children already are trying to develop to help other people, which I think is just beautiful, because that's what I think we have to do in this world.
When I watch my children grow up, I just get tears in my eyes. I mean, they're beautiful little people.
Many, many families come up to us that are outside the school and say, your children are so happy. It's not that they're perfect, but they're incredibly happy, imperfect beings.
The kids are so happy. They're easier to live with at home. They are thriving, socially, emotionally, academically.
They have no questions about God and who's in charge of the world. They don't fear death.
My children teach me a lot of stuff about being spiritual.
My children have a greater capacity to learn and to love and to believe than I had originally thought that they ever could, or really that I ever could.
The preschooler has an incredible ability to contemplate God, literally for hours. It has to be one of the proofs of the existence of God.
We've had parents that have come in that said, I have never prayed in 20 years until my 3-year-old asked me to pray with him. And I didn't know what it looked like until he showed me.
I'm a much better person, a much better Christian, I'm a better wife, I'm a better mother. I mean, can you imagine that coming with a child's school?
My wife and I have gotten closer through this whole experience. My children have gotten closer to me.
I've definitely evolved. I've definitely grown as a human being and as a parent. But it's because I received gifts from others that were willing to share them with me.
It's an old truism that it takes a village to raise a child. And the reason for that is that as human beings, we're communal. We do things together. And that if we're going to form these children, we also have to form the parents, and we also have to work together.
The culture at the school is unbelievable.
It has intensified, I think, our faith, our expectations of faith, and how we live our faith.
It's an environment that I can't even really put into words. Everybody acts like a true Christian.
For the first time, I think some of our parents see each other as human beings because we're all focused on the same thing.
And that's really what you want to surround yourself with and what you want your kids to grow up with.
The integral formation, it's not just for your children, it's for you as parents as well. You live it.
I have no idea 40 years from now what the world that these 3-year-olds are going to live in looks like.
It's the purpose of our school to form the leader of the future.
First, you have to be somebody. Be who you are. And from being who you really are will then come all you're doing.
They teach the children that they need to be who God made them to be.
The creation of each individual human being is no accident. That they have a fundamental purpose and direction for their lives in which fulfilling they will find their happiness. And the thing that motivates all of us, and it's the most deeply consoling thing, is that I truly believe, have found what it is that God wants us to be doing right now.
This school was the first school I went to, and I was blown away.
The teachers in the classroom recognize the gifts of the students sitting in that classroom.
Just sitting in that classroom for 10 minutes, I went, this is where I want my kids.
I called my husband from the parking lot and I said, we have found the school.
You know, we come to work for the same reason that the preschoolers are motivated. We found something worth doing, and we think we're doing it well.